Rumor, Innuendoings. It's Dominic D'Angelo of AdFreeShow.com, SCScoops.com, OneTrueSportTV.com, and yes, it is Rumor and Innuendo. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. We're talking a little bit of the Dynamite, but we are here, per usual, with Mr. Robert Karplis, WE Creative_ish. Robert, are you ready to talk the Dynamite? Mox is here. That's what's been advertised.
More like in your endo.
Whoa, hey-o.
Man, little Michael Hayes start the day. Full disclosure, I'm right now waiting in the queue to get WrestleMania tickets.
Oh, are
so
you?
I've got a little bit of a split screen situation going on. So if all of a sudden I vanish for a moment, it's because I am buying tickets for WrestleMania. And we may have some news of our own about WrestleMania for those of you who are going a little later. If we're able to do so. But until then, there's 2,014 people ahead of us, but there's way more people watching us live on a plethora of platforms. We'll say hi to some of those folks here. We got the Wrestling Old Head. This is Good After Morning, R&I Tribe. You know what Wednesday means. Mad Max, Beyond the Thunderdome. Johnny Disco with a simple Good Day, R&I. And Dre Owens, the Dynamite tonight. Mox trying to be like Cobra Kai in WWE. No, Moxley can't get a spot on Netflix.
You know, ain't gonna happen. But yes, it should be a wild ride tonight as AEW is getting ready to build towards Fright Night Dynamite. Fright Night Dynamite, is that what it's called next week?
Wait, is that really a thing?
That's really a thing.
Dude, why is that a thing?
They actually trademarked the name too. That's where Swerve will be battling Shelton Benjamin. That's the headline.
Oh, sweet!
There's
nothing frightening about that. I'm pumped and excited for a little Swerve action.
Yes, me too. But we got a lot of stuff to cover when it comes to the show tonight. So let's get to it. Robert, I have the card too. Look at this. Boom.
Oh, good.
Oh boy, we get to scooch. Hold on, I'm just positioning.
See, like I remember I told you the whole. I have this split screen here. That is incredibly small, so you're going to have to fill me in.
Okay.
Because I've got the comments tab on the side as well.
Oh, yes. Well, okay. So we will have Mox is going to be here. They're advertising Mox is here. He's a
yes,
rebel.
I see that at the top. Mox is here.
Do you see that one though?
Yes. It's a warning, meaning we're gonna have a very long entrance and a very meandering promo. Well, now, guys, no, you know, well, in the AEW, we don't do things like that. I don't know what's going on with that voice. It was just a thing that was going on.
That was like a Michael Hayes Moxley. Like
it's because I'm so in the mood for Michael Hayes right now. Usually when I do the Moxley, it's just a little bit. Hey, Renee, let me tell you about this finish. Can you imagine?
Oh my god!
The amount of conversations that poor woman's had to be like, "Come watch this Misawa match." Like I'm just trying to put the kid to bed, and it's just like, oh man.
I think I should bleed off the steps tonight.
Yeah. So Moxley will be there, which means either we'll get a really cool promo like that car promo, or we'll get really goofy stuff like Action Andretti jumping off of crates.
I sent that to the group text because I didn't see that segment before. I tell you what, you want to make a parody of like an NWO invasion. That's what that felt like big time.
Yeah.
They got to button that stuff up a little bit to make it feel more intense.
Lock it down.
Lock it down. Now, if you were to handle this all right with Mox being there, how would you position it tonight?
That he's going to attack Private Party and Danny Garcia. That we're going to continue to tease this. What are the Elite going to do? Are the Elite in bed with them? Are they just letting this happen? What's the deal? And the idea that Garcia and Private Party were folks who dared to mess with the Blackpool Combat Club. You need to teach them a lesson. So I would imagine that is why we are getting this 6-man tag the way that we are.
Yeah, that does make sense indeed. Hey, the main event are listed at least.
I got to step up for a moment. I'm going to go buy my tickets. I just got
get your tickets, Robert. Get them. All right, you're stuck with me right now. Man, I'm waiting with bated breath to see if Robert gets in there. Will he be at WrestleMania? We'll have to see. But who will be climbing ladders tonight is Mark Briscoe and Chris Jericho for the ROH World Championship. Obviously, this is a rematch. Pretty safe to say, I would think. If it was on a betting site, probably bet Jericho because it warrants for the story. And, why would Mark Briscoe really give Jericho a rematch if there was not something going down? But hey, you never know. You never know. I'm excited for the match, and should be kind of a fun way to tell a story between these two. Look, Robert has his feelings about Jericho. I also think, though, too, that they in this type of environment and stuff like that, and with an opponent like Mark Briscoe, you can tell a pretty fun story with these two. So it'll be neat to see how they kind of go about this and if it will be positioned in the proper way. Here, let's pop up the card again. Hide my face real quick. So we also have Sammy Guevara taking on Shelton Benjamin. You have to mention Shelton Benjamin. Haven't seen too much of Sammy recently. He's mostly been on Collision, I would imagine. I know he's the ROH Tag Team Champions with Dustin Rhodes, but he's kind of positioned in a way where he's not really a pillar anymore. Is he in the doghouse and just not there, or have they just and they'll build him back up, or is he just settled to where he's going to be on the AEW card? That being said, this is going to be just a way to build Shelton Benjamin up for his match against Swerve Strickland moving forward. And yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that Sammy will not win this match. Maybe Shelton will win by nefarious means with the help of MVP. That could make sense. You can even get Dustin involved, and maybe you get a little confrontation between Dustin and MVP. Who knows? So should be an interesting bout going down. I know Robert, when he gets back, he can provide some added context to it all. Camille will be going up against Queen Aminata. I like Aminata, but she did lose last week, and she did get medal in the business of Camille, and Camille vice versa in the match. And like Aminata got the better of her. She kind of did in that little exchange, but again, Aminata lost clean to Mercedes Moné. So, are you really building this in the right manner? Are you trying to get Camille over? I mean, yeah, this seems like a vehicle to get Camille over because, I mean, has she even had a match yet in AEW? I don't think so. I think all we've seen of her is just being the enforcer for Mercedes Moné. So, I believe this is the AEW. No, probably not. It's probably not. But you're going to get it. I think they do see some value into what Aminata is doing. I just don't think they're handling it right now. And that's just my opinion. That's what I think about that. We also have, haven't seen these folks in a while, at least two of them. House of Black will be in action. So we'll get Brody King back with Malachi Black. Oh my God. I called him Alistair. Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews. So who knows? Who knows what's the deal? There are reports regarding the Lucha Brothers. So, it seems like that Rey Fenix is stuck in the AEW purgatory right now. Well, Penta is set to be a free agent. They can't hold. This is according to, I believe, Dave Meltzer. That Penta is free to do what he wants and sign with WWE. So, let me take a look here real quick and see if anything pops up. But yeah, assesses the future of the Lucha Brothers, Penta and Phoenix. So this is Meltzer. Penta's deal is not extended. He's always going to be a free agent. I'm not good at the Meltzer impression. As far as Phoenix, I will presume if guys are going to WWE, Tony Khan's not going to use them, so they're going to be frozen for a while. It would be great to use Phoenix. Meltzer believes it would make sense to have Phoenix, this is from Wrestling Inc., by the way, would have Phoenix lose some matches to wrestlers as to get away more heat out of the star before he leaves. Is that, I don't know, how much value are you really going to get by jobbing Phoenix out? If you're like, yeah, hey, maybe if he wants to work, yeah, put him in those positions. But I mean, if you're not going to use him in the right way, I don't think you're really going to get a lot of bang for your buck because you've jobbed them out all the time. I don't know. It's just a sad situation, I think, in regards to AEW. You had these two big name talents in Rey Fenix and Penta. They were, even as a tag team, they felt like main eventers. And you could use them in your tag team division, or you could separate them up from time to time and use them in singles matches and get them over as single stars. They never did that. They never sold any Penta masks. Did they? I don't know. I don't remember. and they didn't sell any Ray Phoenix masks either. And that's the initial thought of having these guys in your promotion, and they did not do that. So, but what I was getting at, tying that story into House of Black is like, Buddy Matthews, I believe, has re-signed. Malachi, though, I think he's kind of almost in AEW purgatory as well, unless I'm mistaken. He's re-signed somewhere, and I just haven't heard about it. But another group of guys that haven't been used in forever. It's just crazy. So we'll see what they do. I hope they build them back up. Maybe this is a good indication that they are getting back in the fold and they'll be in the mix and everything like that. But I'm, I want to be like I usually am with my New York Jets. Being a Jets fan, I am cautiously optimistic on all this stuff. Who knows? Who knows what happens? Ron Ward says Phoenix will be let out of his contract once he returns to a certain amount of money. Once he returns to a certain amount of money, I think that's the reason for the injury being added. Interesting. I don't know if I've heard that part, Ron, but you might be right. I'd prefer the Lucha Brothers be separate in WWE. Troy J, I see where you're coming from, but I actually think you could use them in the manner that AEW should have used them in, and having them as a tag team, a brothers tag team together, but then utilize them as top single stars too. That was the point of having them in AEW. J. J as it would be better to job him than a local enhancement, but be respectful about it. Competitive matches. Yeah, I just don't. Again, I just don't see the value in doing that for Phoenix nor for AEW, because it's like, okay, you beat Phoenix, we haven't seen him in forever. We know what's happening. We know what's going down with him. It's just, I don't know. I'm not too keen on all that. Yeah, Phoenix never got to rise in AEW. That's true. Wrestling will have very true. What else we got here on the card? Who? We also have. We'll hear from Kyle Fletcher. So, we got introduced to the new Don Callis family last week. They look legitimate. They look like the faction of AEW based on physical presence. You got Lance Archer. You've got Brian Cage. You got Kyle Fletcher. You've got, there's one other person. Help me out here. Who else is in the? Oh my goodness! You got Takeshita in there as well. So, and they look, they have quite the presence. And then what are they going to do with Hobbs when he comes back? Is he going to be there? Will he also be there? That's just a big faction. So yeah, I like Kyle Fletcher being positioned in that manner. Like him staying heel, not aligning with Ospreay, and being alongside like physically big names like a Archer, like a Takeshita, and Cage, who is bigger in width than he is in height, but still big looking dude, still intimidating presence. All those guys will elevate one another, I think, if AEW positions him in the right manner. So hopefully this is a sign of things to come for Kyle Fletcher. Give him a little bit more talking time and be able to get himself over, as well as the Don Callis family. So that is what they have on tap for the Dynamite. Robert, did you get your tickets?
I'm going to WrestleMania.
Yeah! Wow!
Ooh,
wow!
What a thrill!
Man, what a thrill indeed! Boy.
All the contacts and people that I wanted to go through, and instead I'm just like, you know what? Let's buy these so that I know that they are halfway decent seats, and that I am going to the granddaddy of them all.
Are you in the black hole of the Raiders?
I have no idea.
You don't know if you're in the black. Okay.
I bought seats. They're somewhere in the building. That is all that matters.
Oh, nice. Man, I hope they give you a grandiose entrance, for a WrestleMania moment for you, Robert.
That's what I'm hoping for. I didn't get one of the actual WrestleManias that I worked, but at least now.
But now they'll pay it forward. Robert, I commented on some of these matches here, but let's get.
I'll field this.
Okay.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Now that I feel like I'm secure. Okay. Stupid graphic is killing me. All right. Chris Jericho, Mark Briscoe, ladder war match. Look, if there's one thing Jericho can't screw up, it's falling off of a ladder. So I'm at least excited for that. Like, he can't botch gravity. He might, but he can't botch gravity. We talked about the 6-man tag. My guess is this is going to be the situation with which we are going to see the emergence of Moxley and crew. Sammy Guevara, Shelton Benjamin. Sammy Guevara had talked about that this was a big match for him because Shelton Benjamin was an inspiration. They posted a picture of Sammy back when he was a little girl taking a shot with Shelton Benjamin. And now here they are. I think Shelton's going to have a great match with Sammy. And it's a good opportunity for Sammy to continue to show that he has matured and become a responsible member of the roster. If he winds up injuring Shelton Benjamin, yikes. Queen Aminata versus Camille. Huh? We're using this match to promote the match we saw last week where Queen Aminata already challenged. Hard pass. House of Black, they're still a thing. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I love House of Black. I wish they used them more. Excited to see what's going on there. Kyle Fletcher. I thought we heard from Kyle Fletcher last week. He was all sweaty and wearing denim, but now he's going to be sweatier and wearing more denim. And then I know there's something with Hook. Can you please turn this graphic off? My neck is starting to hurt. There we go.
Yeah.
How about it?
How about it, man? So, Robert, are you excited? Are you excited for this Dynamite card? I mean,
no.
I didn't think so.
No, not at all. I think at the end of the day, what's exciting about this episode of Dynamite is, I started that sentence hoping I was going to have a way to end it.
You didn't have one?
I didn't have one.
Wow,
that's a shame.
I'm lost for words.
I'm at a loss for words. It'll be fine. They've got to build to their next pay-per-view. So I guess we're going to start. I think it's Full Gear next,
Full
right?
Gear's next.
Full Gear is next. They're going to have to determine who Moxley is going to face for challenge or to have challenge for that title. So we'll see where that ultimately winds up going. It looked like there was a couple folks that attacked the crew at the end of the pay-per-view, so you could go with an Orange Cassidy, you can go with a Darby Allin. There's always a dark horse they can pull out there to go challenge with Mox. It's the distinct lack of intrigue that's kind of surprising about this particular show. I think Mark Briscoe will do everything he can to get a great match out of Jericho, but it feels like a bit of a filler episode. Yes, they have the MOX graphic, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's I mean, the thing is, Mox has been there for weeks. So he's here this week. Hopefully there'll be something. Do you, from how they're directing this all, does it feel like Mox is operating this all on his own, or do you think there is a higher power that is working?
They kind of made it seem like they made it seem like he was operating with somebody. That there was someone who was pulling the strings behind this. They really haven't doubled down and committed on it. So there are the possibilities that it really is just Moxley in charge, which if that's what it is at the end of the day, I don't hate that because Moxley has held himself out as a locker room leader. I think it's the lack of a strong direction with this coming off of the end of Wrestle Dream where Bryan Danielson is gone, and that should have been a bigger story. Right. I compliment AEW because last week they did take steps forward to try to tell a cohesive throughout the broadcast story. But then you're looking at the card here, and outside of that Moxley placeholder, the 6-man tag, which tangentially is tied to it, there wasn't a lot of follow through. And there's a lot of folks that they've been heating up, like what's going to go on with Hangman and Jay White, what's going to go on with Swerve, those are certain things that you certainly want to see. Again, there's a lack of Takeshita with defending his title, which I find is kind of odd. They're picking and choosing what it is that they're going forward with sometimes. And if I were to just see this graphic outright, I don't know what's going to compel me to say, I have to go out of my way to check out Dynamite. We do, because we're wrestling fans. We watch whatever's on at all times. And, as Jeroy J points out, not excited, don't watch it. Talk about NXT. There are options. He's absolutely right. If AEW is not your cup of tea, and based on the ratings for Dynamite, the ratings for Battle of the Belt, it has not been a lot of people's cup of tea of late. It has not been appointment television. It's not something you have to go out of your way to watch, which is unfortunate because they have such a remarkable roster with a lot of really talented wrestlers that just need the right opportunity and direction to go forward. And you're seeing it at a point in time where WWE seemingly can do no wrong. So it's definitely a challenging time for AEW. I'll be curious to see what they put together tonight and what they put together for Full Gear.
Yeah, you hope they kind of learn from their mistakes, and this is with the TV deal moving forward and everything like that. You're gonna get a more concrete direction with how things are going, and so far it's kind of been a mixed bag. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. You don't want another devil storyline going on. That's for sure. Don't want that to happen.
No, and I know that there's the Adam Cole news that's out there.
Hmm.
So Adam Cole announced yesterday, doing in a Sports Illustrated interview, that he and Britt Baker are no longer together, which is one of the challenges when you were working in this business and your significant other is part of the same company as you. There winds up being a lot of rumor and speculation, and there was speculation for quite some time that Britt and Adam Cole were not necessarily together. And it's an unfortunate, it's a sad story, because anybody who has watched what Adam Cole went through, what Britt Baker went through during their mutual recoveries, and the way that they were supporting one another, the concussion issues, all of that. There was that AEW backstage show that a
Oh
large
yeah.
portion of it was focused on their backstage relationship, which became at the forefront of things. This is going to be a little bit of a story, I'm sure. Adam Cole went ahead and said this here because at some point MJF's going to reference it as part of their feud. I was critical of Adam Cole's promo last week because it did feel like it was a personal response to how MJF dealt with Britt Baker. Those two not being together, but still being friends, still supporting one another, backs this. But now I'm sure is going to be used for ammunition for Full Gear. And Adam Cole would not have said this at this point in time in this feud unless he knew that it was going to be used for a storyline, and probably wants it to be used as part of a storyline.
I
Uh,
think that's a great point, Robert, because I mean, I think anytime AEW's done past interviews with Sports Illustrated, they've usually lined that over into something on the program, I think. So,
they do, but Sports Illustrated, having lost Justin Barrasso, who I think is a tremendous writer, they've certainly lost a great personality covering pro wrestling. I know he's doing his own thing right now, but I don't mind a little bit of the real world blurring into what's going on TV, just because it was at the forefront of what they were doing on television. One of the surprising things for me in terms of utilizing couples, on-screen
mhm.
couples, whatever that may be, is the fact that we have not seen Anna Jay and Jack Perry together.
It's a great point. Yeah, we haven't. That's a very good point, and it's not like I mean, Anna Jay's made some appearances recently on the cards of stuff.
She was on Battle of the Belts.
Yeah, yeah, and so yeah, it would kind of make sense. They don't. It's not like they have a role for her right now, but why not elevate her and move her into that and get her
Putting her with
winning?
Jack Perry and
And in the
uh
party van. In the party van.
well, now you just ruined it. No, can't there's a comment here from Cami Star, who says, "Funny, us Twitch followers knew this a while ago." Um, yeah, I think that was part of, honestly, one of Vince's fears with the Twitch stuff, with the folks that were Adam Cole was doing it, Selena Vega was doing it, that you're getting this unbridled access to talent in a way that might be antithetical to how they're being presented on television,
Hmm.
and that
Yeah.
that becomes a disconnect. So it's kind of like, you see that group where I know it's Claudio and Adam Cole along with Xavier Woods and Tyler Breeze. Like, well, those guys shouldn't be together, especially given that Claudio is part of this militant group of behemoths who are trying to destroy AEW, and Adam Cole is all about the young locker room. But this is the world that we are in right now. It's the blending and merging of kayfabe. But it is kind of nice that those people who participate in the Twitch, they get that sort of one-on-one connection with the talent. Curious what the follow-up's nothing advertised for that follow-up, but we will get the follow-up on Hook and Taz. We continue to wish Taz luck. I had DM'd him during Raw to check and see how
Oh.
his knee was doing. He's such a happy-go-lucky guy.
I bet he was too with the Mets not making a
Oh
World
no, I
Series.
didn't. Do you think at all, knowing that he was in the condition he was in, I would at all gently needle Taz about the Mets failing? Let's put it this way: if I could message Cole, I would have done that to him as well.
Oh, man. You could have ripped him on the Jets. He's a Jets fan, Robert, if you didn't know.
No one likes the Jets.
Yeah, I don't know who likes the Jets.
You
I'm
don't
not
like the
wearing
Jets so
anything.
much that you curse them. But you know who you do like?
Who do I like?
You like Rob Van Dam.
That's right, Robert. I do. Rob and I, we usually record live every Thursday night, and then the episode drops every Monday morning at 4:20 a.m. on rvdtv.com. You can tune in live there, and you can tune in later on to catch the episode. You can also catch it on any of your podcast platforms of choice every Monday at 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Additionally, I also do a show with Greg Gagne and Magnum TA, where we cover the daily news and not the daily news, the weekly news, and we talk about the days of yesteryear as well. So probably go live tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Four Horsemen Network, fourhorsemennetwork.com. Check it out. And hey, get ready to check out a new upcoming episode of Workin' Stiff with Robert and Scott Chaplin.
Yeah, we'll be recording that tomorrow. We'll be talking about the fallout of Dynamite. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the Rolling Stone article and the Carlito situation, which we didn't get a
Yes.
chance to touch on here today. But I've certainly got a lot of thoughts on that. I will be getting into that in depth on Working Stiff. But until then, you can catch us every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern on a plethora of platforms, including WW_Creative_ish X account, the SD Scoops X account, and on YouTube on Rumor and Innuendo, Working Stiff, and ad-free shows. So on behalf of the man in black, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
I got them Folsom Prison Blues.